Okay, we're coming back to you with how to draw the frameless cabinet, the Eurobox cabinet. We're going to draw the exact same size, overall size is the same, but it's not going to have the face frame. And I'm going to jump back real quick. You can see this one that's here from last time. And I had issues with it right at the end of the last video because I screwed up and I forgot to make the back a component of its own. And so it fused to the top. So I had to go back through. I just undid and erased the things to make sure that everything's the right size. But now I just remembered I forgot to make the top a component. So I'm going to do that quickly. So I quit screwing up. But now everything is its own component, and we can do that exploded view. We could take things apart, which is kind of nice because when we get to our capstone project, when we're going to build it, if I wanted to take and move the face frame, then I could make a case view of it, which we're going to talk about here in a second, but you can see I got all the pieces there. But we're not here to talk too much about that one. We're here to talk about a frameless cabinet. Now, we're not going to get as fancy as drawing all the dados and or the biscuits in there and all those little extra pieces, but we do need to know how big the sizes are. And I'm going to be using this as a nice reference tool so I don't have to measure a whole bunch of stuff. So you're going to draw your frameless cabinet right next to your face frame cabinet. One of the things I like to do is get these guidelines down, and you got to get real close to get the guideline in the back. But this is going to give us the right size. If you remember back, we had to put this at 11 1/4 because we have that 3/4 inch thick face frame to give us an overall 12-inch width cabinet. But when we're doing a frameless cabinet, we don't have that face frame thickness to worry about, so we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to, again, drop a guideline in here, and I just put it a couple inches away. It's not that big a deal. But we're going to start drawing a side again. And my side is 0.75 thick. Notice in the bottom right-hand corner how that showed up. I'm going to take and draw a rectangle here. Boom, boom. And the same step that I used at on the previous one, I'm going to go here. If you remember, it's 24 inches tall. Automatically defaults to inches. Now with this one, I don't have to draw dados, but I would like to draw some reference lines. It's going to make it easier when I go drawing my, when I make my cuts. So I will do this. I'm just going to draw a line up 0.75 and down 0.75. Oops, clicked on the wrong edge there, 0.75. And I'm just going to draw these rectangles in here as reference, knowing that I'm not actually going to cut the dado out, but I just like to have them there so when I draw my sides, it's a little bit easier. I am going to draw my rabbit in because I will have to have a rabbit. And if you remember back to our project we did at the beginning of this semester, which seems like forever ago now, our backs were thicker because we don't have that face frame to keep it nice and straight. We're going to go with a 3/4 inch back. We could probably get away with a 1/2 inch back, but by doing a 3/4 inch back, it means I can just cut out my back at the same time I'm cutting my sides out. So I'm going to get rid of the dado that goes into the rabbit. Now I'm going to use that push-pull tool and push this back. If you remember, it's half the thickness of the board, so it's 3/8 of an inch thick. I'm going to get rid of this guideline here. And now this is done. Notice I don't need to push those back. I'm going to double click or triple click, whatever it takes. Then I'm going to call this a frameless. I don't want to name it the same thing because these are all on the same drawing. So if I just call it a side, it's going to get confused with the side that's on my face frame cabinet. And the exact same thing is going to ring true. This cabinet, as was the other one, this cabinet is a total of 13 inches wide. So now I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to hit the move tool, but I'm going to hit Control first, pop it over, then flip along, components red, and that turns it inside. I think you're going to like this. It's pretty easy now. These are components, so I don't have to worry too much about messing up, but I'm going to draw my top shelf. I'm going to draw my bottom shelf. And then I am just going to drag this guy over. And I could, if I wanted to, just bring that down, but I think it's just as easy to bring these over. And don't forget, like I did before, we're going to make this a component called top frame We're going to call this bottom frameless. The names really don't matter a whole lot, just to keep it straight in your head. Now I need to make the back. I want to make sure nothing is selected. Back's pretty simple though on this one. Draw there to there. My back is going to be that full 3/4 thick, so I can just snap it to my back and don't screw up like I did last time. Forget to make this. Now this is just about finished, but I need to do the top. And this is where the top should have been easy, like on the other one, I struggled with it. But here, I should be able to draw that rectangle, boom. It doesn't look like anything is there, but when I go to pull it up, it automatically is there. Just kind of have to trust it. We're going to do that same 1-inch overhang. And now we have the frameless and the framed cabinet. I'm going to just delete the guides. Oops, that's edit. And I am going to erase these for now. And then we're going to get to how do we print these, or how do I present these? Since you're not going to print off a paper copy, I want to go through how we can make this look really nice and also convey all the information that we need to, so that when we do this with our capstone project, you'll be able to do that as well.